Okay, so this is my math ELL lesson plan, and my objectives are students will be able to count up to 20 objects that are arranged in a line, circle, or rectangular array, and students will be able to count up to 10 objects in a scattered pattern. And this is once again for kindergarten. Okay, so I will be using popsicle sticks to set up the different patterns that the students would be counting the number of popsicle sticks in. So my level questions, I have level 1, 3, and 4. For level 1, I would ask the students if I had a pair of something, like a pair of shoes, how many shoes would I have? The response would be 2. Can you point to 3 different popsicle sticks? And my goal with this is that they would grab 3 different popsicle sticks. And the last one, I review what a pair is again, and ask the students to show me how many popsicle sticks would be in a pair, and they would then show me 2. For level 3, my level questions are, if you had 1 popsicle stick for every finger you have, how many popsicle sticks would you have? While you count the number of popsicle sticks in each group, say each number aloud. And lastly, can you arrange 10 popsicle sticks into a circle? So these, as you can tell, are a little bit more challenging than the level 1 questions, and level 4, which is the level that my ELL students were at. I have can you count to 20 and use 1 popsicle stick for each number to help you count. So essentially they would be counting to 20. Every time they say a number, they'd be grabbing a popsicle stick and laying it out until they got to 20. Second, I had can you count to 15 without using any popsicle sticks. And then the last one, I said arrange 10 popsicle sticks into a line and 15 popsicle sticks into a rectangular array. So for that, I was looking for them to be more creative, so it could be something like I have laid out here, or anything else that would qualify as a rectangular shape. So I would start out to get them engaged by talking about different uses for popsicle sticks, like have they ever done arts and crafts with them? Have they ever made anything like food with them, like popsicles or anything else? And then kind of ask for their ideas there. For my procedure for my level 4 students, since they're actually a little bit above level 4, they're between level 4 and 5, so their speaking is very good in English. So I would start with them by asking them to count on their own, to kind of quickly assess whether I need to work on their oral language or if I can continue with the counting activities. So with the counting activities, they would obviously be working on counting and oral speaking, because I would be having them say the numbers out loud as they counted. And so my goal with that kind of quick warm-up activities just to see if I need to work with them on pronunciation of the numbers, or if they have that pretty much down. So I would start by counting with them. So I'd start by arranging the popsicle sticks, like I showed earlier, into different patterns, or a line, or a circle, something like that, in numbers up to 20, and ask them to count. And with kindergarten, I know they, and my students especially, they really like being hands-on. So if they wanted to, I would give them the option, as they counted, they could take a popsicle stick one at a time out of the arrangement. So if I had something like I have here, as they counted, they could just go 1, 2, 3, and so on, to help them keep track rather than just kind of pointing at each one, because I think that would help them keep track of where they are at much more easily. Okay, and then, so once I did that 2 or 3 times, depending on how time went, then I would make different arrangements, so a different circle or scattered pattern, or line amount, and ask them to count on their own. And while they did this, I would obviously be watching to make sure that they are correctly pronouncing each number, and obviously counting in the correct order and getting the right number of popsicle sticks in that arrangement. And then, so for group work, I had 2 students, so I would have them both count 1 or 2, depending on time, arrangements together. So for example, I would have something like this, popsicle sticks in a line, and then I would have one student start and the other student follow. So student A would take one and say 1, student B would take one and say 2, then student 1 would say 3, student 2 would say 4, and so on. And that way, the entire time, they're not just both sitting there while I'm talking to one and, the other doesn't get off topic or unfocused or anything like that. And then assessment would kind of be during all of these different activities. Like I said before, I would kind of assess where their speaking is at as far as numbers and counting goes. If I had a level 1 student, obviously it would be much different than my level 4 students, because they probably wouldn't be able to pronounce the numbers as well as my level 4 students would, so I'd probably have to provide some more structure for them. But for my level 4 students, I'd be looking for how fluently they could count from 1 to 20, and how easy or difficult it is for them to count the number of objects in a different arrangement. And speaking again, I would be looking for how well they can pronounce the numbers and count. And then visual literacy, I'd be looking for the students to be able to count to the correct number of objects in that pattern. So it would be 20 for a circle, line, or rectangular arrangement. And if it was a scatter pattern, I'd only be looking for that they could count up to 10. So some of the topic related language is how many, count to, arrange in this shape, count out loud, show me, different things like that. Kind of math-centered phrases, obviously. And I believe that is all I have.